Defects. We got a jam-packed show tonight. You see the lineup. We got Erod on with us. News. We're talking CGC. We're talking comic book stuff. And you know we're going to talk some MCU stuff. Before we get into all that, let's play that intro. Oof, still love that intro. All right. As you can see, we're gonna get right into this. We got a lot to cover. We got our boy Erod 212 hanging with us tonight.
Yes.
Erod, what up, brother? What up?
What's going on, fellas? How's everything? Appreciate you guys having me on as always.
Yeah, man. Gonna be a fun night. Guy Forge.
What's up? What up, Defects? And listen, it's Wednesday, right? It's like our normal night, I think. I mean, we've been surprising you guys on Tuesdays for a couple weeks, but it's Wednesday. It's the Wednesday before Christmas. Christmas Eve is coming. You know what that means? I don't know what E's doing, but we're eating a lot of fish on Christmas Eve, so I'm gonna starve myself for the next couple of days in preparation for Christmas Eve. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Yes, sir. You gotta do the 7 fishes, right?
Yes, sir.
The 7 fishes. See, we do the pernil and the pasteles and all of that good shit right there. The coquito. So it's on.
Any bottle of coquito you want to send my way, I am okay with.
You should have told me. My sister makes the best. She actually has a.
Strong words right there.
This is the best thing because you know what? I've talked to a lot of guys that goes,
Yo,
yo, my wife makes the best. Yo, my sister makes the best. Everyone thinks they make the best coquito, which, listen, I'm okay taste testing, so I'm okay with this.
Yeah. But I put it to this way. She has it as a side hustle. It's that good.
Okay.
A lot of people come to her for it, you know?
Let's just put some to the side. That's all I'm saying.
I'll talk to her. If she still has some hit. Now, Erod's not a defect. This is actually Jay is a super scroll.
That's what it is. I was gonna say, that is not Jay in disguise. That is actually Erod. Usually Jay does the sponsors, and I'm gonna put Guy Forge on the spot, and one of the sponsors happens to be here, so you better do a good job, Guy.
Shit. Well, listen, this is Express Comic Book Pressing Service. You know him. You love him. Erod212. You can hit him up on Instagram. You can hit him up on his email, expresscbp@yahoo.com. He does CGC submissions, CBCS submissions, and obviously, he cleans your books, guys, and no one does it better than him. Use the 10% off code DEFECTS10, and we got the man, the myth, the legend sitting with us tonight.
That's right.
And you know who else? Mutant Beaver. As Jay always says, who doesn't love a little beaver in their life? So www.mutantbeavercomics.com. Don't go to mutantbeaver.com. Go to mutantbeavercomics.com. Okay? 10% off code gets you that discount. Defects 10. Save the money. Tell Pat and the B-Man the Defects sent you.
Yeah, you definitely don't
might get you something totally different, huh?
Yeah. That might be some hairy old fat guy type stuff. You know what I mean?
Nobody wants that this time of year.
Nobody wants that. So as you can see, I got a little bit of a rundown on the screen right there. We're gonna try to pop it up as we go throughout the night. Some people ask, will we be talking about spoilers? Yes, at some point tonight we will be talking about spoilers, but not till the very end. So keep it clean in the chat. No spoilers for Hawkeye, no spoilers for Spider-Man. We're going to do a quick review at the end, spoiler-free, and then we're going to get into some spoilers and where we think it's going next. But there's a lot of stuff to get into first, including a little bit of a Q&A with Erod towards the end of the show, which everyone's been asking for the past year. We're going to answer some questions. We're going to do about 5 or 10 minutes of that. Chat's already getting filled up. Let's just get started. Let's get into the news, unless you guys got something before we get started. Guy, Erod, we good?
All I can think is coquito right now. So
that's all you're thinking about.
That's right? In my mind. I'm done for the night. I'm done.
It's that one thought.
That's recurring thought. That's all it took.
All right, so let's do some news. I mean, come on. Who's got it better than that? Let me share my screen real quick. Start off with a little DCE news. I guess I got to pop this down. All right, so let's get rid of that for a minute. So this just hit the wire a couple hours back. Batgirl cast list teases Michael Keaton as Batman. This is going to be in that HBO Max Batgirl movie. I know there's been a ton of rumors about Keaton being in this, being in that. Are we going to see in Flash? We were just talking about that backstage. I think at this point, we all just want to see Keaton return as Batman in some way, shape, or form. What do you guys think?
I love it. You know what? We just got Garfield and Toby as Spider-Man. Now we need Keaton as Batman to return. All that was old is good again. And I love it.
I love it. I wish I was, you know what just made me think of that as you were saying that? On ESPN, I don't know if they still do it, Around the Horn, where the guy gives points as the guys are talking. Yep. I have to come up with that. So, like, when you guys give good answers, I could give you guys points, or I can mute you, like when Jay says something stupid. You know what I mean? Yep, I feel like I need that. I think we need that in these live shows. You know what I mean? That would be
spoilers. If you guys don't know that, oh my God.
Guy Forge has left the chat. Are you still there, Guy? He doesn't want to talk about Batgirl. All right, let's just keep going. There's not a lot to talk about here. It kind of came up. I think we all want to see Keaton.
Doesn't it, Matt? What are they doing with this?
I feel like they don't even know yet. I feel like the DCEU knows that it has, like, the next time around, they know they have to get it right. You know what I mean? They can't swing and miss again. So there's Guy. I was about to move on, Guy. You want to talk about Keaton real quick?
Sorry, you still got me? Is this thing working?
It's working.
All right, good. Yeah, something happened to my mic. I'm excited. It's what are you? I'm Batman. I'm excited. So who can't be excited about this? If you're not excited about this, get the fuck out of this show.
All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to move fast through the news tonight, but there's some good ones. And Guy Forge, I'm going to let you read this one because it's near and dear to your heart.
Oh, man. Marvel taps Chris Claremont to write new Gambit series. Guys, anything Gambit, I'm on. And this is very exciting. So if you're not excited, listen, I'm going to keep the theme going tonight. If you're not excited about this, just turn the freaking show off.
Jay brought this up to us like a day or two ago, and he's like, you guys got to talk about this. Obviously, Chris Claremont, the originator, right, of Gambit, awesome. I mean, that he's coming back around to write this series, really cool. What I thought was also pretty cool is here's a cover, one of the covers of the first issue. So Portacio's doing this one, and I know he did a lot of the interiors for that Gambit run. I don't know if he was on 266, but I know he was on 267. This is like full circle. Like I thought that was pretty cool. A little bit of information that we know. What do we know? It debuts in 2022. We're not exactly sure when. I don't think yet. They haven't given a lot of details on it yet. So I thought I copied. Here, hold on. I'm gonna bring something up, but go ahead. What do you think about this? I don't know if
you know what. My question: Claremont's not writing anything else for for Marvel right now, right?
I don't believe he is.
So he can focus all his attention on one series. That to me is big. Also, if you bring that cover up again, there's a cover in the miniseries that is reminiscent of that cover.
You're right.
I think it's like issue 4 or something like that. They use the same color kind of schemes on it. It's very familiar. I like that, though. That would actually look good as a Virgin cover.
Yes, it would. Well, it's so funny that you say that, Erod, because I'm going to bring up some covers in a second. But here's what Claremont had to say. So the fun, I don't know if there was a couple quotes here, so I'm just going to read a couple. The fun of writing these characters is that they are people. They're not commercial icons. So obviously, Gambit's not like it's not Spider-Man, right? It's not a household name.
Right.
So Claremont explained this in 2020 while discussing why he insisted on having X-Men characters constantly change costumes, which was something of a staple during his runs. Here's what else he said. The Xavier Institute uniforms work for me because they are uniforms, on occasion dull and ugly. Once the X-Men become members of various teams, why can't we play? Why can't people change their mind? And why can't we more often than not have characters make fools of themselves with what they wear. For me, I like playing around rather than adhering to a brand identity. I like where he's going with that. So I'm really excited about this. We know the Gambit books blew up because there was some MCU talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was talk of everything back in earlier this year, right? But I feel like with this series, there's probably some books that are going to spike, right?
Yeah.
I think the comics, we've seen that the comics can move the market as well. So everybody knows X-Men Annual 14, you know, X-Men 266, 267, his third appearance, I don't know what you want to call it, right? But here's two other books that I think that you can still find pretty cheap and maybe even some backbins, and everybody should probably have these books. And if you don't, think about it. So first up, obviously, Gambit's
I knew you were going to
first.
put that one up. I knew you were going to put that one up.
Similar to that color combination that Erod was talking about. Gambit number 1, that's his first ongoing series, Marvel 1993. And then obviously his origin, X-Men Origins, Gambit number 1, Marvel 2009. That book has already started to see some price hikes. If you try to buy that on eBay, it goes from anywhere from like $20 to $30. But I have found a few of these in like flea markets and back issue bins, and they're usually $5. So
and if you really want to chase, you chase the gold variant for that Gambit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not to interrupt things. I know Erod. It's been a while since he's been on. So Anthony Debo put a super chat, 1999 super chat. Just want to say Merry Christmas, Defects. You and the families. Looking forward for what's ahead for you guys next year. Much love. You know what, Matt? I know Erod's been gone a while.
Yeah, I feel like
maybe give.
Hey Defects, guess who's back for some more super chats? Yeah, baby. Let's go, Defects.
Ooh,
there you go.
that's for you.
Erod hasn't seen Eva in a while.
No, I saw that, but I watched the channel, so I saw that one.
yeah.
But it wasn't like the first time when you debuted that shit and we were all home and the wives were on and everybody was
my
turning the screens down.
Big is
the best is
screen.
Yeah, wait. The best is the guys who watch on the freaking TVs, and you're just covering people instead of the TV.
I was sitting there watching it on the TV. I was like, oh my god.
Nope.
Yo, Joker, what up, brother? Thank you. Happy holidays.
What's up,
dude,
Mike?
to you
too,
and
man.
your family.
Man, I don't mean to interrupt, but that
go ahead.
the thing with that Gambit book right there, that and the gold cover, is that they're hard cardstock. So they are very susceptible to color breaking ticks and almost impossible. You can only get so much out of a press on those books.
I gotta go looking through my bins, man.
So William Nadina is saying Claremont has one issue of X-Men Legend due out in late January, February also. So okay, so he's starting to do some stuff here, and that's cool. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start reading some of these X-Men titles again. What do we got? A question for Guy. Guy, did you prepare? What is this? Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's for Guy.
Who brought the panettone? Listen, right now, just in case you want to know, Aquapana.
Yeah.
That's what we're drinking.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, look it up. It's the best water you'll ever drink in your life. Thank you.
That's all he has to say about that. All right, so Jay's not here, but we know he had some thoughts about the next topic.
Oh, boy.
He's going to be posting some stuff on IG. So we're not going to go too deep into this. We're going to give our own opinions. But Jay originated most of these thoughts, all right? He had a really good post. And like Erod said, me and him were talking today. TiVo, Lords of the Long Box, had a really good post. Those are the two best posts I saw on any Instagram, on any website, all the big sites. Those two guys broke it down the best. I got to be honest. So essentially, if you haven't heard, Prestige Punisher series from Jason Aaron and I don't know how to say his last name, promises to reveal Frank Castle's inescapable future. So Marvel Comics is launching a new Punisher Prestige series in 2022 from writer Jason Aaron, artists Jesus Saez and Paul Azaceta. Debuting in March, the 13-issue series explores Frank Castle's past, present, and future, with each artist contributing to different stages to the Punisher's life. Here's what the solicitation says. As the Punisher, Frank Castle has become the most accomplished killer the world has ever seen. After a shocking secret pushes him to become the warlord of the Hand, He now serves the Beast, a role he's been fated to fulfill. Tragedy, war, and rage come together as he takes up the sword and his new armor with the most notorious clan of assassins in the Marvel Universe. Will it mean an end for the Punisher or a whole new bloody beginning? Guys, obviously the big story out of this was, look at the picture on the right. He's got a new logo. So everyone instantly went to, are they changing the logo? Erod, I mean, I think we're on the same page here, right? Like, what are your thoughts?
It's a temporary fix. It's part of the story. He is going to be running the hand, right? What are they going to do? They changed it. If you watch Tim's IG post, that's a Japanese symbol that means something, and that's what they did there. He'll run the hand for a while, but the story arc will change and it'll go back. Was it Jay that said? But if you look at the cover out there, on the cover, he still has the Punisher logo on it.
Yes, all of the covers so far has the original Punisher logo. And that, like they said, they're going to be talking about past events, current events, future events. So
they did the same thing with Elektra, with Daredevil. Changed up the look, changed up the costume, you know?
Well, I think it says it right there in the solicitation. It says, okay, in the picture, he's got swords and no guns. So that's number one, right? So, like, there's a change right there, right? We know that's not going to be permanent. And it says he becomes to serve the hand and now serves the role as the Beast. Well, that's what the symbol on his chest is, right? Like, that was Tim's post. That was TiVo's post about the Beast and what that symbol means. So, essentially, he's taking on a new role. So he's got some, that says in the solicitation, he's got new armor. I just highly doubt this is going to be permanent. So all the Frank Castle fans, calm down. This is going to be temporary. But dude, like Miguel, he's saying he's not going to buy it. Come on. We have to support Punisher. You want to see a Punisher series, you got to buy these. You want to see another one, you want to see the next series where he gets the skull back, you got to buy this one. You know what I mean?
Give it a chance just to see where the story arc goes, because you got to be honest. It's all every book we read it for the story. I don't give a shit about the logo because the logo is eventually going to go back to what it was.
Yeah.
And this also feeds into everything and everybody screaming and yelling that the Punisher symbol was, too offensive and everything else. So Marvel takes it off for a little while and then surprise, brings it back.
That's it. We got Small Town Collectibles in the house. Did a great interview with him. Go check it out. Definitely Small Town Collectibles on YouTube. Check his channel out. He's interviewed a lot of big names. I think Guy's going to go on. Jay's going to go on. We'll get Erod on there. So he does really good interviews. Great guy, Jimmy. And definitely give him a sub. So we got Greg in the house. One half of the originators of the King Con, the best show in the Northeast. Either way, you can see how passionate people are about the character, and then it itself is awesome. That in itself is awesome, 100%. I mean, I love when there's comic book news, right? We haven't done a lot recently. Jay called us out. He said, we got to do some comic book news, and there was a lot this week, so. Dude,
when I hit you and Jay up on this thing, when we were talking about it, I mean, because I knew he's the Punisher guy. I got to go to the Punisher guy with this news,
Yep. What do you think, Guy?
I think people should pump the brakes a little bit because everyone got a little excited, a little out of control. Let's take it for what it is. The guy has an arsenal. He is the arsenal. So I don't care what weapons he has. He's the Punisher. Don't get it twisted. Look behind that main picture and see all those swords and knives and shit. Usually you see guns and shit. So let's keep calm. I think he's going to be badass with those freaking, those katana blades that he has on him right now. We're going to see a different story. We're going to see some new shit. And yes, eventually he's going to take some guns out and start shooting people. So that's what's going to happen. But let's calm down. Let's calm down. It's just good to have the Punisher back. Let's talk about that.
Correct.
That is the number one thing to talk about here. Exactly.
And here's the number two thing to talk about. $20 super chat from my man Alex Garcia. Merry Xmas to all the defects, Matt J, and my favorite guy. What's up, man? Shout out to Erod. Much respect. And to be clear, I'm not responsible for that Punisher logo. We know. Merry Christmas, man.
I think I gotta get the Christmas ones loaded up again. But for now, I'm just gonna give them a little Eva tease.
All right, defects. It's time to turn it up a little. I think you guys have been playing it nice lately. We need to get a little raunchy. What do you think? Can Batgirl handle that? I just wanted to let you guys know you are hot shit.
I don't know if you saw that one, E.
I'm sweating a little bit.
I'm kind of like going like this, watching it as it goes onto the camera. I'm just trying to see that.
He almost fell off the chair.
Oh my god. Yeah. Eva's she's doing big things. You gotta go. We put up a story. You know, she wants our help with the AVN awards. Let's get her an AVN award. Like, could you imagine that we are the group that gets her first AVN award? Come on.
That's the queen defect, man. Come on.
We got some good stuff. Don't worry. Eva will be back. Don't worry. It's gonna be good. What else? Guys, we're gonna talk about some CGC stuff right here next, and that's gonna be fun. Just in case anybody hasn't realized it, we haven't posted any videos for like 3 weeks. But don't worry, if you haven't seen us, we said this a couple times. 2022, we're gonna be back. New recorded videos Mondays and Thursdays. We might even throw an extra video once a month, a third video on 1 week a month. We're still working some stuff out, new format. There's gonna be some cool stuff, so don't worry. We're gonna be back in a big way. Right now, live show once a week, probably for at least the next week or two, and then boom, we're gonna be back into our regular schedule. So
yeah, just get excited because 2022 is the defects have been working on some new shit.
That's right. And guys, while you're in here, do us a favor. It's free. Just hit that like button. Gotta smash that like button.
You never saw that one?
You haven't done that in a while, though. That's a great one.
That originated in New Hampshire. Me and Jay. It was like 1 a.m. We got there. We literally drove like 5 hours, city in traffic, to New Hampshire, the summer one. And we got there. We literally got to the venue as it was closing. We went out to dinner with Ben, and it was like we didn't get home till like 11. We knew we had to be up real early to set up and get all the interviews ready. And it was like 1:30 in the morning. We were both like just fucking wide awake. And we put on Ridiculousness, and this thing comes on. We were crying, right? We're like, here we are in the hotel room. We're both like about to pass out, and this thing comes and we start dying. And I was like, that's got to be a super chat or something. And boom, that was born. Smash that like button was born just like that.
That's a classic, though. My God.
Oh man. Also, the books are coming in, Guy. Right? Ooh. Reanimator and Vampirella books are coming in.
Any day, man. We're going to get a Christmas surprise. So defects, be ready because we got word that the books have shipped. They're landing like tomorrow and Friday. So, you know what? Christmas came a little early this year.
Yep. There you go. All right, let's talk some CGC.
Thank Jersey to the Bay. What a great comment over here.
Thank
you guys do
sir.
Great Cold Key episodes. You know what?
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ugly, you walk in the house. A lot of the Jose Crespo. I see some new names. You're next. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Brock Lesnar.
Nice.
Pretend that it's Brock Lesnar, right? Or is it Goldberg? Sorry, Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Yeah. Let's talk some CGC. So, Erod, you deal with this stuff a lot more than we do. You do a lot of submissions, but apparently CGC has. This is good if you have a membership, but it kind of sucks if you don't. So. You want to take us through this a little bit? I don't know what your thoughts on it now that this is available to you for free.
Because it's an associate membership, so you're good with that. You know what I'm saying? But for the longest time, you had to pay $10 to get graders notes. So now I'm at a show, right? And here's my thought process on this. I'm at a show. I see a book I look at. I'm taking a look at the book because I'm looking to see a book that I could possibly get a bump on that wasn't possibly pressed, right? What do? Now I go on my CGC app and pull up the graders notes for free.
Ooh.
Instantly. Home run.
On someone else? On someone else's book?
Yes, because it's for every book.
Oh wow.
You no longer have to. It's not only it's not your books. It's everybody else's books in the inventory. So any book that they've graded.
So that gives you doing what you do. Let's talk about that. You doing what you do. That gives you a little heads up on maybe I can fix this. Maybe
I don't have to pay. I would usually do it for a big book. You know.
Yeah, sure.
The $10 was worth it for a big book. Now I'll do it for any book I want.
But it also gives you the idea of what you can possibly do to that book.
Correct. So my process is usually take a slab, review the slab, use a flashlight of some sort because all these shows have horrible lighting and it's done purposely. Yeah. And now I have the added ability to pull up the graders notes. Home run for any serious collector.
It changes
right.
The
So
game.
if you have the membership, this is golden. But what if you don't have the membership? Like, how are those people? So are vendors going to start charging? I mean, I see somebody in the chat, and we're kind of putting Erod on the spot here. I mean, but that's what we do here. Somebody said, where is it? Where is it?
Jose Crespo said it. Here, I got it.
So if Erod submits for us, do we get the notes?
So this is the way it works with me, Jose. First of all, not every book gets graded. The CGC has put out books that are 9.0s that have no graders notes, 8.5s with no graders notes. So not every book is graded. If you submit through me, I get the graders notes. And then if you ask me for them, if they're there, I will copy them and I send them to my customers. You know?
There you go. You heard it here. If you request them, he ain't gonna do it for everybody because you'll be doing that all day. But if somebody
but I'm not running
asks,
graders notes. That's not what we're talking about. But if it's a book that you submit through me, yes.
Yep. There you go. So yeah, but now like you can't even pay for. So if you're somebody that doesn't have a CGC membership, you can't even pay for them anymore. So essentially, they're making you buy a membership, and I don't know. So now, if you want to look up graders notes, like, where do you go? I mean, you think that you think that vendors are going to start charging if you want to get graders notes, like for them to look it up for you?
I could see somebody saying $5 and I'll pull the notes up for you. You can't see that? I could see
100%.
I could see a shop doing it too.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, let's just be honest here, but can you fault them? I mean,
But like
I don't know.
Dave Cerrone says right there, just have a friend. Any friend that has a membership can run those notes for you.
Well, that's asking? He said you can get a $25 membership still. Is that what it is?
I don't know who that. So. I don't know I don't know if they still have that tier available.
No, it's the cheapest is $150.
$150.
And they don't give you the credit.
It's really not $150 because you get the credit.
No, they don't. That credit is only for. It's not towards grading anymore. It's for other stuff. So essentially, it doesn't pay for itself anymore.
Oh, really? Because it paid for itself.
Nope, not anymore. That's why because I always got it. I stopped getting it this year because it doesn't. You don't get that 150 credit towards your grading. It's towards other stuff.
Okay.
It's towards like I can't remember. Like they have a shop where you can get the kits now, like the shipping kits and all that. It's for me, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? No. Johnny Rosado.
Johnny Rosado coming in. You want to read this one? He gave us a $5 super chat, and he said, "Go ahead, man."
Erod is hands down the best press. A Merry Christmas, Defects. I appreciate that, Johnny. Thank you very much. Humbly.
There you go. Thanks, Johnny.
Let's give John. What do we got here? We got some. We give him a little Tank. I haven't seen Tank in a while. Or we want to give him some Larry.
Give him some Larry.
Give him some Larry. All right.
Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I mean, the 69 on top of the snowmobile, and it just pauses there. I think that's an underrated part of that clip.
The $25 associate membership is still available.
Is it really?
Yeah, Journey with Joseph says that.
Interesting. I got to look at that. While I'm looking at that, let's go to the next thing here. Another really big change from CGC that's kind of gone under the radar is they changed their submission form. So again, now this isn't going to matter to too many people, but if you do have a membership and you submit your own books, Erod's looked at it a little bit, and we're going to look at it together, and he says that he's actually digging it. So,
Yeah,
Erod, you want to share your screen and we're going to run through it a little bit for the people and see what it looks like?
Let's take a look at it right here. You guys got it up on the screen, right?
Yep.
I'll go through it to a degree. You got it up, Matt?
Yep. There you go.
Okay. So a couple things I liked here. It now on the same screen underneath shows your completed order. So these are just orders that were submitted and when they're received. So where it says completed 12/1, that's just the date they received it. This packing slip thing still it's wonky, but now you know you can track your books. I like the way that shows up immediately on there. So now let's say we go to start new order, right? And now it shows you what it goes through. It goes to your services, then it goes into collectibles, review, shipping, and payment. So we'll select comics. And then you go down here, and it's the mail-in or show drop-off. You have the show on-site grading, which right now is not highlighted, and a private sign. So we'll click on that.
Okay.
And then we'll go to grading. Now you can do your grading, your pressing, your crossover, your reholdering, restoration, removal, and restoration are the primary services that they're offering. So we'll click the grading. You get this online waiver, which we've had for a while. This kind of indemnifies them on any damage or anything being done to books. I guess too many complaints throughout the time.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to cover themselves.
They've been doing that for a while. And we'll go into a modern tier now. The 1870, that's because of my membership. So that's the fee I offer to my members because that's what I pay for paying for the membership.
What a guy. What a guy.
All right. And you can get a high resolution image, there's the pre-screen, which is now $8. And you can fast track a book. So if you fast track in a modern, it can now cost you $12.75 to fast track.
So far, pretty similar so far, right?
Right.
Yep.
Just smoother looking,
Yes.
more upgraded.
Yep.
And now we'll go to add a comic, right? Where it changes up a little bit. You remember you had all of those crazy drop downs?
Yep.
This is all you had. See that?
Interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. This might be a little easier.
Right. And now watch this. So let's just go with Amazing Spider-Man.
A little search
As you see,
function.
watch.
Okay.
It starts giving you feeds now.
Ah, there you go. So, guys, if you hadn't seen this,
gotta put the hyphen
the
in
dash, hyphen. If you haven't seen this before it used to be a separate field for publisher, title, variant, issue number, and it got a little wonky. It wasn't like the first couple times that I did it ever. It was very confusing, and then you get the hang of it. But this seems,
but it was a pain in the butt because you would have to start clicking down all the titles to get to the title you wanted, right? This one here, you're seeing it's giving you the books with the dates. So let's say I want to do first Hobgoblin, right?
Yep.
Now it gives me Danish version, German version, Australian, Norwegian, whatever versions I want there, plus the original one right there for $3.83, the Canadian price variant. And then so we're gonna submit an original, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We click on that. Now your quantity is there, right?
Yep.
Your declared value, we're gonna make it a modern book, so it can't go any more than $400 because 400 is the threshold on there.
Yep.
We make it there. But now it gives you, before you used to get these things popping up on you, now all of the custom labels are right there. A lot smoother. I just find it a lot cleaner.
Yeah. Well, all this is on one page as opposed to going to multiple pages.
Yeah, and then remember, it would kick you to another page, all on one smooth page like that. Now we'll add a comic, right? Now look at this. Your comic is on the bottom. You never had
right
that
off the
before.
bat. You're getting your total.
Yeah, it would be all the way up. You would have to go all the way up to see your cart. Now the cart basically is right down on the bottom, telling you what your book is. You can edit it over here and everything else.
Yep.
So that, to me, that was really cool.
That's pretty.
I
it
like
looks a
that.
lot smoother to me. I mean.
Yep. And then if I want to review my cart, and it'll show me right there what the book is. It tells you my handling fee.
Yep.
Because you get there's a $5 handling fee for each order.
Is it for every?
That's the one book.
Is it it's every tier, right? For every tier.
Yeah, for every tier you do, right. And here you can add, you can edit, you can delete, you can show, you can hide the book, and you can add services to it also. It gives you a
See, this
subtotal.
is a lot smoother. Yeah, this is a lot
way
smoother.
smoother. And now
Yeah.
you just have a box here where you enter your shipping address. And then it's the same thing. Just I won't go into shipping and all that stuff, but you enter your shipping address, and then it's going to bring you to your mailing options, and then you put your payment information. So
here's what Josh is saying. He's saying he doesn't think, at least, that you could put different tiers on the same invoice anymore.
I haven't
They
tried
have
it
to
yet.
be separate. Yeah, but I mean, this seems like it goes a lot quicker to do one, so that might not be. It actually might save some confusion in the long run.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Maybe it helps them process a little faster. Like, that's the goal here, right? Like, maybe this is not only to help us, but it's also to help them, because they seem like it's all over the place. I mean,
I just thought it was more streamlined, you know?
Yeah. So, nice.
Deep Dive Comics, when you go into shipping, it's going to be based on the value of your books and what company you use to send your books in. If you have UPS or FedEx, the books are only insured for up to $100, unless you have your own insurance.
There you go.
CGC, if you send it USPS, then they're going to send it to your registered mail, and it's going to be insured based on the value that you put on those books. So it's always going to be more to send it USPS back to you, but that's the way I operate all the time. That's the best method for me.
Yep. So yeah, Dave Cerrone was saying, but it always divided it up. And then Josh is saying, but at least you were able to add all the books, and then it would divide it up. He's saying It sounds like you got to start the process over for every tier that you're going to do.
Okay.
So I could see that being a little
yeah,
difficult.
that's a little more cumbersome, because now I got to do if I do 3 invoices, I get customers that send me Bronze Age, you know, and then modern stuff, and they'll send $1,000 book that they want to be, fast tracked and everything else, that bigger tier.
But honestly, it seems like that was so much faster than usual that it probably won't really, like, to start a new, like, if you had to start a new tier, like, it didn't seem like it would be that much of an issue. You know what I mean?
You know what? It's funny because I didn't.
Unless they make you pay for each one separately, like check out one and then, okay, you checked out your modern tier, now you got to check out your standard tier, like,
and pay them all in one shot. Yeah, I don't know, or will they add them all to the cart? You know what's? It's a good idea. Well, I'll try that during the week.
Yeah, there you go. Post it on your channel or post it on IG. Obviously, guys, if you didn't know, Erod has his own channel. Link is in the description. It's always in the description, but this week, since he's a guest here, boom, he's going to be right at the top of the description.
I appreciate that.
Instead of it in the sponsor section.
I dropped a video today.
What do you got? What are you doing?
We do. You know, I do that series, The Back Nine.
Yes, I do.
With everything that's going on with Spider-Man, we did. And they did a great job on it. Underrated Spider-Man villains.
Ooh.
And I like it. And wait till you see my pick, because I like my pick a lot. And I don't usually say that, but it was good.
I mean, I always like your pick. I mean, come on. You're being humble here.
we put that thought process to it, Matt. That's all it is. It's,
you got to just use the thing between the ears sometimes. So, you know what I mean? We're gonna do some Q&A for Erod. Suppressing. He's not gonna get into too many of the technical, how he just some very high level, stuff. Put it in all caps. But before we do that, we had a Christmas video from last year. Erod, I don't know if you ever saw this one.
That's it.
This was a little video I put together. I think Gary's even in this one. This one's pretty funny. So let's we're in the holiday spirit. Let's check this out.
Santa will be here real soon, kids. Real soon. Oh, no.
Sweet Jews for Jesus.
Here's my question. Ready?
Yeah.
Did Jay pose for the drunk picture, or was that a drunken picture of Jay?
I was able to find that. Oh my God.
That's a
I
great
have
one.
missed that video. That
Yeah,
is
that's
just
a
great.
classic. That's a classic
Oh.
for the holidays for sure.
Oh God. All right, guys. So if you have some questions for Erod, let's put them in the chat. Put them in all caps, and we're gonna do a few minutes of this before we get into the MCU stuff.
I hope
So-
Deep Dive Comics is just kidding there, boy.
What is he saying there? There's a guy that lives in the same town as me who sells on Facebook and states he has stopped using CGC and only uses PGX now. Maybe because he gets paid by PGX, or maybe he gets them for free. I don't know.
Maybe
You know what? Not
maybe
to
he
tie up a
owns
lot of time,
PGX.
I'm going to tell you a quick PGX story.
Go ahead.
I have a customer, sends me a book. He sends me a Nova #1, I think it was. And it's a 9.0. He wants it cracked out. I look at the top and it's a little wonky. When I cracked it, first of all, that case is a flimsy. Pop them right out.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
like, oh, did somebody tamper with this? Cut it out. I see color touch on the top, right, Matt? I'm like,
Okay.
oh, wow, this guy's got color touch. When I opened the first page, there was a chunk missing out the top, and they closed the book, and the guy colored it in with black marker on the second page. That book got a 9.0, no restoration.
Wow.
It was a blue, whatever we would call a blue label. That's a PGX book.
Let me ask you: was it the new PGX or the old
I think it was an older label.
Okay, the old label I think is like that. Essentially, you're better off. I don't think I would ever touch
I
one.
think Josh figured it out.
He said, "I think Josh figured it out."
Josh,
The case
yeah,
cracker.
The case cracker. Be in the shower. Good job, Josh.
Where's Biggs at? Is Biggs in here?
Oh, it'd be
No, I
funny.
didn't see him. He might be. He might be hanging out in the back, but that's fucking great. The only thing getting I don't know what he's trying to analyzed around
Analysis.
here is my wife's jugs. All right,
Good.
there you go.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Very
DP Fitness
impressive.
always with the. He always shakes up the chat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He always shakes
mean-
it up.
They
What
need one of
what
those.
grade would you give your wife's jugs?
That's a good question. Would they be
Type it in there.
restored? I mean,
Type
if
it in
there's
there.
work done there, if there's
Yeah,
work
are they
done there,
restored?
does that get a purple label?
Purple label. Yeah.
But now
No.
here's my question to you, though, right? Do we do the grading tier the same way? Or are we doing it an A, or because of the way they are we going it as D plus is a better grade than the A?
Mm.
That's a good question.
Hmm?
I mean,
I
these,
think we just
these are the
stick.
questions.
I think we just stick to number grades, honestly.
I got you. All right, so we
I
got a
think we
couple
go
of
with the-
questions here.
See, we go with the CGC scale, but I'm gonna contend that if there's if they're fake, that's got to go purple. That's a purple label for me. I mean,
It's true.
it's right because I mean they could be the best things in the world, but if God didn't give them to you, that's purple.
That's purple.
I'm sorry,
Yeah. Hey Matt, before Breakout City Daily, there was another question there too.
Okay, yeah, here I got this one right here. There we go.
All right, we got that one.
That's the one that I put up.
There's one before that guy.
Oh, there is one. All right.
I'm looking.
Jersey to the Bay. It's right above that guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, put it up. I don't
Yeah.
see it.
All right, I got it.
So the machine I use is a Seal 160. All right, that's the best machine for me. A lot of people use more affordable machines. The Seal's a professional machine, so it's a little more expensive. I could do 2 books on there, but I don't because I like to keep the books even. What I like about the Seal 160 is that it heats evenly across the whole template. I don't have to use aluminum sheets that people use on the top and the bottom. This book just heats straight through. Now, there are guys that have phenomenal success with other machines, so I'm not shitting on those machines. My man Josh Gravel is one of the better presses out there, uses different types of machines, and he gets great results. But Seal 160 is the machine I use.
There you go.
And then you got that one from Breakout Daily. Put up there.
Okay,
tips for
Breakout
cleaning
Daily, I'm going to
white.
tell you that you can use multiple things to clean white covers, but you're going to have to. This is kind of a trick question. If you're cleaning a white cover on a Bronze Age or a Silver Age, I would use my favorite eraser to use. And a tip for you guys here, I just got a piece of it. It's called a moo, like the cow, MOO eraser. The thing with this eraser here is that it doesn't leave all the little small residues. It comes out in like thin strands. So you don't have all of this crumbling, which now you have to sweep the book and everything else. It's a nice, good, really nice eraser for white. But remember this: if the book has gloss on it, you do not want to use an eraser and put force on it because you're going to take the gloss off the book. And that I've seen customers send me in books that they purchased, and I look at the book, and if you hit, I like to use angles. Me and Matt have talked about this and doing this all the time, but I use angles to see light because the light reflects different ways, and
I'm
angles
just
to see.
And I'm just going to tell you right now, your wife thanks you for that. So,
So, you'll see the erasure marks on there. You're going to get crushed by CGC.
Yep.
You're going to get hit. So, you know, on stuff like that, you got to go really soft on it. Also, you know, try like a lot of people use dryer sheets, a non-scented dryer sheets to clean the covers first, and use the makeup pads. You ever see the makeup pads that they have? The round pads that they use.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Clean your book with that. Just go over the book. You're going to be shocked at how much dirt comes off the book just by using that pad. It gets a lot of surface dirt off.
It's funny. Keys R Us Comics says, "I walk in. What grade are your wife's jugs? I'm in the right place." Yes, you are.
Yes, he is.
You're in the defect show. All right,
Johnny Rosado has a question.
Yeah. So Ugly Ewok. This is the thing, right? I know the seals are about $2,000. You can get them reasonable. You have to really look for them. I used to get them really cheap. Now they're about $400 a pop when I get them.
Okay. What do you got from Johnny guy?
Johnny said, "What's your most pressed book of 2021?"
You know what? That's a good question. I might have to come back to that. 2021 most pressed book.
How about recently? What have you seen the most in the past few months?
More. You know what? I've gotten a bunch of Echo books have been coming through, and a lot of guys go back. Like, you know, you're gonna get. I still see a lot of Venom stuff. Guys are still getting their Venom books pressed. You know.
Yeah.
And you know what I see a lot? A lot of Star Wars stuff. I do see a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time. We're right around that time.
Especially the Dark Horse stuff now. Because people are able to find it cheap. And it depends on the guy sending in books. I have guys who are speculators. So they're going to be sending me. And that's the one thing I get a feel of the pulse of what books are becoming popular. You know?
Like
I started getting a rash of
multiple
Echoes
stuff coming through. Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what's up with this book? You know? I mean, UniX is probably one of the best guys for that. I sit there when he sends something or I talk to him. I'm like, I listen. I pay attention, you know?
Dave Cerrone said, "How do you know when you've gotten the best results from a press or when it needs a second go around?"
Well, with Dave, you're gonna look. You're gonna see what your defects are. You're gonna attack those defects with different tactics, right?
They look like this.
Sometimes a book is definitely going to need a second or third press. That's why I get a backlog, because I have to press books 2 and 3 times to try and get the maximum results for the book. I'll tell you what, I'll throw one out there. The worst book I hate to press is X-Men Annual 14.
It's so funny that you said that.
I hate those books. And anybody who's a presser knows it. There's a system to do it, but that book is a square bound, which if you don't know how to press a square bound, you're going to screw it up. But it's a square bound without staples. It's glue in the spine. Add too much heat to it, the glue oozes out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Josh will tell you. That's brutal.
I don't think you sent one this time, guy, did you?
I don't know.
No, Jay sent one. Yeah, speaking of which.
Hey, Ugly Ewok, you know, eBay. You got to just do searches. eBay. That's another one, right? Josh talks about Vengeance and Bane. It's another one of those square-bound books with that glue.
Yep. There you go. We got some books coming back from CGC, actually, pretty soon. We showed you guys a couple, what was it, maybe 2 months ago, what we were sending out 3 months ago. Guy had Blue Marvel 1, NYX 1. We had Fantastic Four 66, 67s in there. I had 249s in there. FF49s in there. First Black Knight. We had a lot of books go out, and the first round is coming back, and I think like Friday. And the other, so that was the standard tier. the modern and the what is it? Economy or value? What's below the standard now?
Yeah.
Is it
I don't know what
is
to
it
call it.
economy value? I forget. They took one away. It's one or the other. Those should be back in like 3 weeks. So I'm getting my books back or our books back before Gary's getting his books back, which he sent like a standard like in October. It got there, and our standard hit like in December, like like that last week of November or the second week of December, second week of November as received, and it's already coming back. So I don't know the rhyme or reason for CGC right now.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Hey, we're getting our books. That's good.
I don't know.
So I'm gonna just throw a couple here, all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cover up 20x about digital codes. Digital codes, you have to be. I'll give you a quick story on digital codes. I went to a con, saw a book that was improperly pressed. If you don't press the book properly, digital codes will go through multiple pages.
Was this
Guy
Into
had it-
Spider-Verse 2?
Yeah, you remember that?
I was with you. I
You're
remember
with
because I was going to ask you this question, but yeah, go ahead.
The guy sold it to me as a 9.2, and he specifically said this book was pressed wrong. I had to go back and meticulously press every single page on that book and then do it the right way. And it came back at 9.6.
Boom.
But the price value on that thing was just fantastic. You know what? Merry Christmas to everybody. Josh already knows this, but anybody who's a real presser knows it. Guys got to invest in 65-pound cardstock, all right? And 100-pound cardstock, because those are the stocks that are going to get you. They're thinner than backing boards, but thicker than paper.
Okay.
And they protect. So me personally, I use 100 cardstock on those digital codes, front and back.
So you sandwich it.
Yep, you build a stack. Got to build a
Nice.
stack.
Okay.
As far as the square bounds are easy once you figure it out. You just have to know the formula for this. Every book has a formula, but remember this: not every book is the same. So
Yeah.
an image book, different ink, different paper than the cheap Marvel book. You put too much pressure or too much heat on an image book, all the pages fuse together on you.
Jesus.
Guys,
It becomes literally a frisbee.
let's just explain this. If everybody could do it, they would. Okay?
We could. Everybody can do it, but not everybody does it well.
Well, exactly.
Everybody can listen. We could all, and I'll be very honest with you guys. You could all buy yourself some type of a T-shirt press, and you could press out the small imperfections on some books. We could all do that. It's just building the technique and putting the time. It takes a lot of time.
Like
Hey,
anything.
it's like sex.
Like anything.
It's
If you
like
want to
sex.
learn
Everybody
it,
can,
if you wanna-
Everybody
everybody
bro.
can have it. Doesn't mean you're good at it, though.
Right.
Right. So, let's just, you know what I mean? But, all right. Let's talk about the MCU. Let's talk about Spider-Man. Let's talk about what's next. So,
Spider-Man.
no spoilers yet. Let's do a quick, because I know some people are going to bounce out of here when we do spoilers. So no spoilers yet. Let's do like 5 minutes or whatever it takes us. Quick review, just where you think it lands, without getting into too much detail. Did it change your top 10? I know we all did top 10s recently. Let's just do, a quick overview of the movie. Who wants to start? Guys typing. So Erod, you're up.
All right.
What did you think?
I have it freshest in my mind because I went yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
And I go every time, every Marvel movie, I go the first day. But I was out of town, so I couldn't go. My son was playing in a Halo tournament, which, by the way, was insane.
Wow.
Go see one of
Nice.
those things, man. It's wild.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there were 300,000 people watching the stream.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a few more than we got.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? The money to be made there. But anyway, if you break it down into 3 acts, which is usually what we do with these movies.
Yep.
The first act, to me, wasn't impressed. Liked it, but wasn't like, wow. But act 2 and 3, oh my God.
Oof.
I loved act 2, and if act 3 was to be based on just act 3 alone, it's the best to me, just because of everything that happens there. But yeah, it does bump up it changes my list.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, it probably makes my number 6,
Okay.
maybe more.
Okay.
I'd have to really see it. I'm gonna go see it again soon, because
Yeah.
I like to see these movies at least twice.
Well, I think me and Guy have to see it twice for a specific reason, Guy. What do you think about it? Tell a little bit about what you think about it. Give us what you think, where it lands, and all that, and then tell the story because it's pretty funny.
All right, I enjoyed the movie. For me, it wasn't the best movie. It was a good movie. It was a great homage movie or homage movie. I think the culmination of what it brought us, and obviously I won't get into it until like 30 seconds from now until we start getting into it, but
Yeah.
it was good for what it was. I'll tell you this, I wasn't surprised by anything, and I think that's just because of what we do on a daily basis.
Right.
I stayed away from spoilers. I didn't watch anybody's videos. I didn't watch anybody's stuff. I happened to just stay away from it, which was great because I went into the movie not knowing, but kind of knowing just because this is what we do. So I wasn't really taken back. I wasn't surprised by anything. The one thing that surprised me, I guess I could say, is how soon something happened because I looked over at Matt, which is right next to me, and I go, well, that was quick. So right off the bat, they hit you with something which was really funny, and then obviously we didn't see it the rest of the movie. So like that was funny, but the rest of it kind of just panned out the way I thought it was going to. Was I surprised by the actors and how well they did coming back to a movie now? These villains and the actors that portrayed them and how well they did. I was taken back. I was impressed by what they brought. And I thought it was really ingenious the way they did things and the music they used and how they talked and how they spoke, and stuff was done purposely, and you can tell stuff was done purposely for this movie. So it was really cool to see that and put it on screen and watch it and kind of get excited again to be at the movies, which was nice. But I have to watch the movie again just because I missed half the movie. And let me explain why.
Don't get too far into it because you have to give away spoilers to actually get into it.
I'll just wait.
Yeah.
Then because there was a dude sitting behind us, and let me explain. I have never been to a movie and had this happen before to this extent.
No, never.
Let's say to this extent, and we'll get into it in a couple seconds because I literally looked at Matt and I go, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I can't hear what they're saying. Because I heard this guy the whole time. This guy went bonkers. I literally thought he had Tourette's. I felt bad after a while because I go, maybe he can't help himself. I don't know.
It was so bad. For the last hour of the movie, basically anything that happened, he was just
told
screaming.
us it happened. He told us it happened.
Right. He was commentating it. He was out of his seat. We were in like the third to the last row, and he was
He walked halfway down the stairs.
He was walking away. He was walking down
and then
the stairs.
back
He was
up,
just screaming. Like it was unreal. Like I was like, all right, I get it. Like but then it never stopped for the entirety of the movie for the last hour and 15 minutes. I was just like, holy. Then it became a joke. Like it was just funny. You know what I mean?
Then I just played into it and I started talking to the guy. So
he gives fanboys a bad name, huh?
Oh,
dude,
my
I don't.
God.
Normally in a theater when this is happening, I look around and I'm going, no one is more excited to be here than me.
Right.
Until you
99% of the time, that's the case. Nope, not that night.
Oh, all right. So before we get into spoilers, I'll say quick. So last live show, I said I had a gut feeling that this movie, for a lot of people and myself, was going to fall in that top, like very close to a top 5 from what I had heard out of the early stuff, the early reviews, but weeding through the bullshit because you can't trust the reviews, but you could kind of weed through it. And for me, when we got out of the theater, I was kind of like to Guy, I said, I like the first one better. And he kind of said, really? And I was like, yeah. I was like, because like he said, we talked about this today. The first act for me held the movie back. Like if it was a solid first act, not even equivalent to the second and third, it was just a solid first act, like it would be probably in my top. It would probably fall somewhere in 4 or 5 for me. The longer I think about the movie, and again, I'm going to see it again, so I don't want to say exactly where it's going to fall, but I still think it'll come somewhere close to the top 10 for me. Like I said, the more I thought about it, the more I appreciated it. So I definitely want to go see it again because, like Guy said, there was literally we probably missed about 15 to 20% of the commentary for the second half of the movie.
That sucks.
Like seriously, it was serious.
No, it was bad.
You know,
It was bad.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because no spoilers. Willem Dafoe or Alfred Molina? Who had the better
I mean,
performance?
Defoe was fantastic.
Defoe was phenomenal, but
Molina was really good
but Molina,
too.
let me tell you, when Molina,
No spoilers.
can we say stuff or no? What the fuck?
Well, let's all right. So let's just get into it. We're gonna get into spoilers now, guys. So if you don't want to hear any, you know, I guess maybe I'll play something. What are we playing? What are we gonna play?
I don't know, but we have 80 people in here, only 50 likes. I mean, that's uncalled for.
That
Come on,
seems
people.
like it needs this. Oh, what happened here? Oh, I switched it. Hold on.
Hey, how you doing?
So yeah, when this little video ends, we're gonna talk about spoilers. So like I said, hit that thumbs up.
Hit the thumbs up.
There you go.
But
All
she
right.
goes, ow. At the end
So
of it.
spoilers are incoming. I'm gonna put it at the top of the chat. Anybody that wants to start, Guy, I guess you were talking about it, so go for it.
Okay, let's talk about. You asked the question, Willem Dafoe. So Willem Dafoe, which obviously we got shouted out by the guy sitting behind us.
100 times.
When he entered the movie, all I heard was Willem Dafoe, Willem Dafoe. I never heard anyone scream an actor's name. Okay, in a movie theater, I heard Green Goblin. Look, it's Green Goblin. Look, oh, it's Osborn. No, this guy repeatedly screamed Willem Dafoe about 7 times. I was like, okay, we know the actor. Thank you. So that was fun. I think Molina, when the chip changed and you saw the change in Molina's eyes and saw how he went back to not being controlled by the arms, and he was back to himself. You can't teach that in acting, okay? Well, Alfred Molina is a wonderful actor, man. And when he did that, and you saw the change just in his eyes, man, and his facial features.
The part where he goes, the voice is in my head. I'm not hearing everything in my head again. And he almost 100%. had like a peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he was at peace.
Peace of mind. He was at peace. He all of a sudden he was in control again.
But to go opposite that, when Dafoe, and he sells it pretty good, although you kind of knew it was coming. Right?
You knew it was coming,
but when Dafoe turns around and you have that moment where you find out that he really is still fucked up and he's the Green Goblin, his sinister face, you can hear it. If you listen real close, he has his back and his voice changes a little bit, and he talks in that goblin voice.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, that he killed it, man. Like I mean, he might have stole the movie for me. Willem Dafoe was
really good in it, and they fucking had the purple hoodie.
Yes.
This is you guys know my son Justin, and he is by far the biggest Spider-Man guy I know. I mean, besides Josh Graf, I mean, that kid reads anything Spider-Man, talk Spider-Man to him, he's probably like an encyclopedia. Me and him always argue because I hate that metal fucking costume. Excuse me, Chris. I hate that
I don't like it either. Yeah.
I couldn't stand it. So when he comes out, he's got a purple hoodie. I was like, about time. You can make comic accurate freaking costumes.
Yeah, you can.
Loved it.
Obviously, we saw that, and listen,
I'll
I'll tell you
Josh
this.
Graham's comment there?
So I listen. I agree with this. I think
my son loved Andrew Garfield. I guess. But I loved what Tobey Maguire did, man.
So do I. And I think, again, this is where I come into the whole homage of this movie and what it paid respect to and bringing these guys back. I don't think they could have done this better. When Ned opened up the thing.
And he's talking. When Toby's sitting there and he's talking and he comes out and you don't see Toby in a Spider-Man costume for quite a while. He's just dressed like a civilian and he's talking.
Well, so they did it correctly, though. I think this is what's done purposely. Yeah. So you honestly, who was the better Spider-Man? Who was the better Spider-Man?
So it's been broken down many times. People say that Garfield is the best Peter Parker.
No, I think Garfield's the better Spider-Man.
And
Yeah, I
people
think
said,
that was it.
oh, was that the
Yeah,
way it is?
Garfield-
Whatever. There's like
Garfield
one,
best
So I think
Spider-Man,
Garfield's the
Tobey
better
best
Spider-Man.
Peter.
Toby
Right.
best Peter.
Toby,
So
Toby's
thi-
best
this is
Spider-Man.
what-
that's
kind of the
so
best
we-
of both.
right.
So we reintroduce them in the way they should be reintroduced as Garfield coming in as Spider-Man. Which, by the way, let's take a step back and talk about my friend sitting behind us again. That
Oh my god.
when they opened up the portal and
Yes.
he definitely told the whole movie theater, that's not Holland. That's not Holland. That's Garfield.
Oh my God.
That's Garfield.
That's when it went off the rails for the
Dude,
rest of the
he
movie.
went off
For the
the
rest of the
rails.
You saw the, well, if you watch the movies, it's they had the costumes, so that's
Yeah.
that's the best costume
Yep.
because of the
Yeah.
eyes.
Well,
When you
hold on,
see the scene-
hold on. That's the best costume until we see this new costume. Let's put it
Yes,
that way.
yes.
At the
yes,
end.
So
yes.
I freaked out when I saw the blue and the blue.
Yeah.
I
That
was
shit
like,
was
oh
fucking good.
no, I cannot wait. Dude,
How old was this guy?
Josh.
Josh is asking.
30s?
Oh no, he
20s?
he was probably in his late 20s. He was younger. He was. I feel old
Late
now saying that.
20s. Late 20s.
Late
Yeah.
20s. He was just like he was there with his friends. His friends were just dying laughing. Like I felt like turning around and saying shut the fuck up, but like you could just tell this, he wasn't doing it to be.
No, he
an
wasn't
asshole.
doing it
he
to
was
be
just excited.
He just couldn't control himself. Really, he couldn't control himself. Because, and I'll tell you when we get to the end of the movie too, other stuff. But this guy went bonkers with literally.
Every
I mean,
from
every
the moment we
scene
saw
that happened.
Garfield,
Wait, what about? Don't. He screamed, "Don't open that wound! Don't
Yeah.
open that wound!"
for Gwen Stacy.
Dude,
Oh, we
I
were
was
dying. Me and Guy started dying.
What? He starts
'Cause they
yelling
started
at the
talking about Gwen.
screen.
Oh,
He goes,
God.
"Don't open that wound! Don't open that wound!"
Yo, we were dying, but you know,
Yeah. Did anybody
Honestly,
yell at this guy? Shut up. Anybody yell at this guy? Shut up.
Besides Matt,
You know what?
besides
We
Matt's
were-
girlfriend.
oh my god, she was losing it. But we were with Guy's little nephews, and it was
Yeah.
like, okay, if we turn around, this is a group of like 7 or 8 guys. Like,
Something's gonna happen.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, it's gonna go one way or another. So, like,
Yeah.
do we want to get into that with 2 10-year-olds sitting next to us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just kind of towards the end we kind of got him to settle down a little bit, like, and we kind of
Little.
started joking with him, but it was just oh my god. But for me, the movie was going downhill very fast in the beginning. Like it was cool to see, like, for me personally, I don't like when movies just start like as a continuation of the last movie. It's been 2.5 years. I need to be
Come up
warmed
with
up.
something.
All right.
Yeah. Come up with something.
I need, you know what I mean? I need a little warm up session, you know? So something, you know, it was all of a sudden like, boom, you're back in the movie. And to me, like, that's just a personal thing for me. I don't like that, right? A little foreplay. Give me a little foreplay in my life. So we didn't get that. So I didn't like that right off the bat. It was cool. You know, he went to Doctor Strange, blah, blah, blah. It was cool to start to see the villains, but then it just got corny. Like, to me, it just was silly, childish. It was going downhill fast. There was too many personalities on screen. Jamie Foxx, I just did not like. I think I like his movies. I like him as an actor. I just don't like the way what they were doing with him. It just, to me, it just didn't fit. And it didn't get good for me until the fight in the apartment started. That's when shit changed really quick. And then all of a sudden, you have one of the greatest fight scenes in the MCU, my opinion, between between Tom Holland and Willem Dafoe. That was fantastic. Fucking powerbombing each other through floors of the apartment building. I'm like, this is amazing.
They worked on some shit. I'll tell you that, and we saw that. That was very apparent at the end of the movie as well.
And it got dark. The movie gets really dark.
It got dark quick, and I was like, thank God, because I was
love
about
that,
to fuck.
Because the MCU is too, cookie cutter for the most part. You don't get too many movies that are dark. For that movie, for Spider-Man to get as dark as it got, but when you think about it, Matt, I was thinking about this after you and I talked. You needed that corniness at the beginning to build up to what you got. It was there for a purpose.
Correct.
Yeah.
Zendaya kills it. It's what I always wanted from Mary Jane, because she was my thorn. Just because I didn't feel that she was a true MJ, and the fact that you find out that she's a Watson. Remember, nobody's talked about that. She's never been called Mary Jane Watson in the series. It's just MJ.
That is true. You're right.
Well,
You're
she's
right.
not married.
She tells him she goes by a different name.
She's not Mary Jane. She's
what did she
Jones
say?
Watson.
She's married, whatever she
Watson.
is.
She's
MJ,
Jones.
right.
So she's
Right.
Jones Watson. Yeah.
Right. So I love that, but her chemistry with Tom Holland was fantastic. I thought she was excellent.
Yeah, they were fantastic. Oh yeah.
That
They're
was
together.
really
They're
good.
together.
I
They're
am
together,
not a fan-
right?
I'm
Yeah,
not a fan
in
of
real
the
life.
Ned Leeds character. I think you
They're
can just
to-
write
they're
that guy
together.
off at the point.
They're together, E, right?
Yes,
Zendaya
yes,
and
they
Tom
did.
Holland.
I mean,
And you
it's
can see
hard-
it was evident.
But
the
I'm
way
saying
they-
it's
they,
hard to act that in general. They're
Yeah.
doing it. They're doing it because they're feeling it, and you can tell it. You can tell.
Yeah, but back to Toby. When Toby's coming and he's talking, and first of all, you got an older Spider-Man, right?
Yeah. Wiser,
a more
right?
more
Wiser.
experienced Spider-Man,
Yep.
a wiser Spider-Man,
Well, you
And
can
he
see him
starts
walk in
talking-
like that.
right? And when he starts talking about and they go, well, what about relationships? And he goes, I learned to fix things with MJ. So he gives you a little insight into his
Yeah,
whole world.
that was cool.
you know
That
what?
hit me.
He went through trials and tribulations, but in the end, he was able to work it out with her.
Yeah.
Whereas Garfield looks like he's still in angst and pain
Oh.
over losing Gwen Stacy, and there's
Don't
really
open that
been
wound.
there is no MJ in his universe. He kind of talks about that, you know.
Don't open that wound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was good. But you guys talking about those two guys being the best Spider-Man. How the hell can you not say Tom Holland is not the best overall Spider-Man of all
I think
time?
overall,
Well, this is the
Overall, he's the
combination.
best
I
to
think.
Spider-Man.
me,
I think the
Yeah.
combination of it now. So now you have Garfield with being, I think, just him in general, the way he moves and the way he portrays Spider-Man and him in the suit, I think is just the best Spider-Man. You have Peter Parker and then you have Tobey, which is the best Peter Parker, I think, because he just brought Peter to life. Like that's what he did.
Yeah.
And now you have Tom Holland, which is the younger than all these guys, right? As starting this character. And I think the culmination of together what he brings now, and now I think you even see how different Holland moves years later as Spider-Man 2.
Oh, it
Look
absolutely.
at towards the end of this movie now, and the fighting scene that we did with Green Goblin. Okay, that end fighting scene when he's flipping different ways and moving different things and freaking picking him up and shooting and throwing him down. I watched that and I'm going, how are they even doing this right now?
He was ready to commit murder.
yeah,
Dude.
he was.
You know,
Well, yeah,
he
that's
completely lost it. And remember, they had mentioned that to him before. They had talked about
Oh, they
staying
talked
in
about it?
control. Is this whole conversation, and he completely loses it. But
He lost it.
here's the other thing that I really liked about that. First of all, when they talk, we're going to the Aunt May. Want to talk about the Aunt May scene?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So you have that whole scene with Aunt May, and she gets blown up saving Peter and everything else. Because remember, she steered Peter into this
Yes.
quite a bit. She was an influence behind him doing a lot of what he does in this movie.
correct.
And she gives him with great, power.
Power comes great response. Yeah.
Right, but it's that she gives the actual line that's from the comic because
Correct.
forever.
She changed it.
No, she said it the right way.
She said
I'm
the
saying
correct
she
one,
said the
yeah.
correct way. Correct. They
Yes,
changed it
forever.
to be the correct
Everybody else
way.
said it the wrong way. She said it the comic book accurate way.
Correct.
Right? But now he sits there and he's telling them how they can't know what it's like. He's lost. And then they explain to him that they lost Uncle Ben. He lost Uncle Ben. So she's Peter's Uncle Ben.
Well,
Yeah.
he had his
You
Uncle
have to
Ben
have
moment.
That tragic loss
Exactly.
to become the person that you become. Fantastic. In my book, that's loved it.
Let me tell
the
you,
storytelling.
I
The
was-
storytelling was great.
Yeah, I was worried about how all three Spider-Man were going to interact on screen after seeing the beginning, because the beginning just made me not think that this was going to be good. I was just like, wow, too many personalities. It's like, what are they trying to do? But let me tell you, them three on screen together was absolute gold. Like, that was fantastic. The fight scene at the end was fantastic.
Well, you know what's
About-
funny is that they couldn't get it together at first because they're not used to fighting together. And then when he
Yes.
talks to them about, well, I fought on a team.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that
Aven-
was
Is
fun.
I was
that
at the
a rock
Avengers.
band?
You were an Avenger. He goes, "That's awesome. What's an Avenger?"
What's an
Is that a
Avenger?
band?
Yeah, it was good. It was
Ah,
good.
it
when
was funny. Even the jokes were funny.
when Garfield called Tobey Maguire a youth pastor, I almost pissed my pants.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, are you gonna break out the suit, or you're just gonna go out as a youth pastor? I was losing it.
But you see what he does, right?
He
goes
went like this.
Yeah,
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 that was good.
Yeah, yeah,
I was in my seat. I'm sitting right next to Justin. Now Justin had already seen it. I was
Yep.
like, "Oh, look, he's got this."
Yeah,
You know, every time
yeah,
he caught
yeah.
a little bit like that, I was happy with that stuff.
So there was good stuff. I mean, so it was strong. The second and especially third act were very strong. We could break this down probably for hours, right? So I want to get to like what do we see coming next. But before we do that, was there any other part of the movie that you wanted to touch on, E and Guy? E, you want to start?
No, I think we hit all that. The only thing I was just saying is that you get rid of Tech Spidey, you know, and the ties to Iron Man.
Yes.
Yep.
I never was a fan of that. I'm happy with that. Happy with that direction.
I can't wait.
And Defoe's performance is insane.
Killer. Yep. What do you think, Guy?
We didn't really talk about Strange at all during what we just talked about, by the way.
Yeah.
Which was
I was going to
which
bring
was-
something up, but go ahead. You do.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'll let you do that. But for me, like, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this new suit. Like, I'm freaking out because I want to see this blue and red. Like, obviously with the more blue than the red. Like, you know, like this is gonna be a brighter suit. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be crazy in your face. And obviously, we know. Yeah, that was funny, Josh. I love when he said there's got to be a Black Spider-Man somewhere out there.
Nod to Miles. They
Obviously,
just keep doing these little.
We had all the
nods.
We had all the nods that we got throughout the whole movie, which
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's next. Obviously, that was the whole point of our little promo that we put out there. What's next? And we're gonna get it in Doctor Strange too. I think you're gonna see a bunch of cameos in there. I think you're gonna see a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange thing, I'm with you, Dave. They nerfed him a little bit. It was weird, and I don't know if there's more there that we're gonna find out in Doctor Strange 2, if something was going on. But number one, I didn't like, and I said this to you. And now I'm nitpicking, right? Like, I don't like what they're trying to do with the relationship between him and Tom Holland. It's just you're trying to replace what him and Tony had. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it worked really well with Tony Stark and Peter Parker, right? Because that was the relationship. Don't give me that same banter back and forth. It's not the same relationship. It's not the same personalities, so don't try to do it that way. Give them their own thing. You know what I mean? But they tried to make it too much like Tony Stark and Peter Parker. Okay, so that was number one. But yeah, I didn't like. I mean, it is a Spider-Man movie, so it doesn't really matter how Strange was portrayed in this one. Clearly, when we got the teaser for Doctor Strange 2, things changed completely. He goes back to being Doctor Strange. Right?
Yeah. Now, one thing I talked to you about this today. Something I did really like there was the fact that it gets explained that Doctor Strange is no longer the Sorcerer Supreme because he was blipped for 5 years. Now Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. Also, Dave Mason says, does the video still exist that Mysterio created revealing who Spider-Man is? I would assume, and it's easily explained, once you cast a spell, and if it's taking everything away, the video's gone too.
Yeah, I would say. But yeah, that he brought up a good point, and it was 100%, is that the end of the movie where Peter moves in, he moves into the shitty apartment, and no one knows who the fuck he is. That's Spider-Man. That's what we're going to get going forward. He's going to get that build up. Like, this is... that got me excited.
I grew up.
That got me excited for going forward.
It's what made Spider-Man the biggest character in the Marvel universe. It's the storytelling. Now, question for you. We're going to go into the college years now with Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
He's not going to have MJ. I don't think they bring that relationship back. I don't think we do Gwen Stacy. ASM 194? She plays a big part in his life for a while.
That's what I've been hearing. That in the that's the new rumor, is that he's gonna go Black Cat. You know, like him and Black Cat are gonna develop a relationship. That's what I'm hearing. It's gonna be hard to just quickly move on from MJ. Like, I don't like. What do you do with her? Like, does she just not exist anymore? Just, you know, they made it at the end seem like maybe there was still a connection there, even though they didn't know each other. You know, like there was that moment in the little cafe where I thought he was just gonna be like, "Hey, can I have your number?" You know what I mean? And then it's like, all right, we start over from there. But I don't see her just disappearing. I could be wrong. I mean, it could go any direction. I mean, there could be two girls in his life. You know what I mean? That would be probably good for Tom Holland. But
Hey, Murph, I wasn't born old, but at least I don't look like I was bobbing for apples in a deep fryer, right, buddy?
that is a good point. That was a good point. Yeah.
What?
We love you, Murph. Josh,
He's always
I see
got to
you
throw
asked
a
us-
dig, bro.
You gotta, yeah, you know. He thinks we don't see them either. Like he
Yeah.
thinks that you don't think I'm fucking reading what you're writing, Murph. I keep it up here, and then when we go back in the chat, whenever I hit I drop a bomb on you, it's because I got a reel in here.
So
do you
Josh's
think?
question there, it's a good
Yeah.
question.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they could go either way with that, but it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
For
make
them
sense
to make
because
every-
I think what it is Holland doesn't want anybody that was affected in his universe. So that spell is for his universe. I
Yeah.
think the other guys going back into their universes.
Yeah, don't forget he was
because
closing
of-
everything up. He was closing everything up, right? At the
Yeah.
end,
Hey, how
too, so-
cool was it when the fractured universes were coming through?
So who did you see?
Yeah.
So who did you see in?
See,
in
I
the
could.
fractured-
I have to see it again because there were
Because-
only a couple of
because-
shapes that you really saw.
Let's just bring it back. My man behind me wanted to tell me that's Rhino. That's Rhino.
Yeah, you see Rhino, and I think it looks like Craven.
Oh, man.
You got somebody with a spear.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just putting that because that's what I want it to be. You know what I mean? But that made sense to me. People are saying Garfield, Morbius. Like now going forward, it's like, do we get more Sonyverse stuff with Toby or more likely Garfield?
I think
that
you're
maybe
gonna
there
you're gonna
is a
see Garfield.
Spider-Man in Venom, in Eddie Brock Venom's universe. You know, in Tom Hardy. Is it Tom Hardy? Yeah, Tom Hardy's universe, and Jared Leto's Morbius. Obviously, they're in the same universe. We know that already. They've made that apparent.
Ugly
So is there a
Ewok got a
Spider-Man
good
there?
comment there.
Which one?
Ugly Ewok.
Where's he at? He usually has some good stuff. Right here. This one.
Yeah. No. There's another one he has after that where he talks about them going to MIT.
I don't see. Oh yeah. So that I see. I don't exactly. I don't see it, but I don't think she just goes away. It doesn't.
What he says is, they go to MIT. Who else goes to MIT? Riri Williams. Do they introduce Riri Williams?
Good point. Tying it all together. I mean, we know she's coming in Black Panther for sure.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. I think the possibilities now with Sony, it sounds like, and I read something today that says like Sony and Marvel are locked up now, and that Sony knows that they're better with the MCU set with Kevin Feige's help. So I hope that translates starting with Morbius. I feel like Morbius is going to be a good movie. I don't want to be let down by it, but I do have decently high hopes for it. And I think from there going forward, everything they do is just going to connect to the MCU. Like I feel like the Sonyverse on its own is
can you
probably not there anymore. Like it's always going to come back ultimately, I feel like.
Can you explain the fucking poster in Morbius with Toby's Spider-Man on the wall?
Yeah, is that Vulture though, or is that just Keaton playing somebody else, or is it
No,
Vulture from
not-
another universe?
Well, Vulture too, but the Spider-Man. Oh, Josh is saying it. I didn't even see him.
Yeah,
say
that's what he's saying. Yeah.
So the poster is Toby. That's Toby in costume.
That's Toby. Yeah.
So like, what is that? And then obviously he mentions Venom, so we know he knows about Venom. And then what about Keaton? Like, I don't know what we're mixing here.
We're gonna find out.
Secret Wars, baby. Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, but Morbius
Well, we
is
know
obviously
that,
going to give
but-
us some answers.
Yeah.
It sounds like
I
Doctor
tell you-
Strange 2. That's big, man. A lot of reshoots there, and that I think that's the movie.
Are they
That
doing
really-
reshoots to change stuff though? Are
There
they-
was major reshoots.
So I'm saying they're not. I don't think they're just doing reshoots to fix the scenes.
No,
I think they're doing reshoots to change scenes.
Well, they probably decided to go a different route with certain story
be.
arcs.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that has endless possibilities because we've heard every character rumored, like almost not to the same level as Spider-Man, but like characters that are like we know Shumagorath. Now we know that character is in the movie, right? Like we see in the teaser quickly. That to me, that's Shumagorath. We know that that's it. But who's is it Nightmare? We got toys with Despari. You know, we talked about Nightmare, Sleepwalker, Cathan. Like, it's got to be one of them, right? Like, clearly they're building up that aspect of it. Is Clea coming in? Because we know Clea is the new Sorcerer Supreme in comics, right?
So Chinmo says something there that I had this discussion yesterday with my son. Toby loses, not Toby, whatchamacallit, the new Spider-Man. Holland loses his best friend, right? In the comics, Johnny Storm is really good friends when they're young together. It's a buddy thing. Marvel Team Up #1 is Spider-Man and Johnny Storm, right? The FF is coming. Do they make them become friends? Is there an introduction there? Does just as an homage, does Spider-Man go and try and join the Fantastic Four as in an ASM 1? You know, just all of that's open now.
You know, I mean, TiVo, Lords, and Mikey have been talking about that's how it's going to play out with Johnny Storm and Spider-Man, and it makes sense. You know, his scoops have been pretty good.
He's
in the last
most
few
accurate
years.
scooper, I think, out there right now.
As far as not like the guy that gets like the casting sheet and puts it all together, but the guy that's getting the inside information, he's gotten some stuff really right. And then he's gotten some stuff that if you look at it, you're like, okay, he reported this, but then this happened. So they were like, it was close, you know, like the idea was there. So he's been saying this for a while, and he's planting his flag on it, and I honestly do believe, and I like the aspect with the Fantastic Four. Like, hey, I need a job. You know what I mean? Like, no more Avengers. Like, can I join you guys? That would be pretty cool. But I would like that.
Now, Guy touched on it. We touched on it a little bit, but how awesome was it after he goes and he visits at the coffee shop and he makes the decision that not to interfere with their lives, and you see him walk into that dark, dingy one-bedroom apartment. And he's got a sewing machine guy.
Oh, dude, come on! Did you?
And then
first
you see
of all,
when you see what he's sewing, right, Guy?
First of all, when he walked into the apartment, did you hope to see the guy ask him for the rent?
No, I was waiting for the girl by the phone.
I said it to Guy. I'm like, rent.
Rent's due. Like, oh, look at this guy. What's up, Jay?
There he is.
Cut some meat, buddy.
Yeah. So I was hoping he was gonna ask for the rent. And then when you saw him, I mean, but the music that was playing when that was going on, you gotta watch the details here, and you gotta listen for that. The music that was playing when that was going on, and then all of a sudden you saw the window open, and I'm like, motherfucker, this is awesome. I freaked out, and then you saw the blue. You saw the blue.
When I saw the blue, I was like that little kid. I was like, oh my god.
I just want to see it again, just to see it. I want to slow it down. I want to look at it. I go, I need to see this suit, like more. Eva says it.
Now, the more we're talking about it, right? The better the movie is when you're realizing it. So wait till you go see it a second time. I'm telling you, you're gonna. That's
what I'm saying. I appreciated it more the more I talked about it.
We're gonna enjoy it more the second time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And did you see? Did you see all the thank yous they gave to everybody?
Yes, that was cool.
They did Straczynski and Dan Slott. They Sarah Pichelli too.
Yep, they went deep. They went on. You know, was Ditko on there? I think Ditko was on there.
Of course, it's always Stan Lee and Ditko. But then they went into and they thanked all of like Pichelli, Slott.
Jay said that was the first thing he said to us. He saw it before us. He was like, it was corny, and I understand why he had that, because that for the first 45 minutes to an hour, that's what I was like, Jay was right. This fucking thing is not that great. But it turned for me quick.
Thank Bendis.
Yep, Bendis, yeah. So, I mean, the multiverse stuff is good. I just hope they do it right. You know, there's a lot of people are talking about speculation. I mean, we could do that for fucking hours, because I don't know where they're going. It's very hard to see their path right now. So I feel like we need like one more piece before we could fully make good decisions on, like, obviously you can get something right now, but it's going to be kind of I want to say 50-50. Like, half of it is because you really worked the spec, but the other half is you got kind of lucky, because there's so many fucking roads right now that this thing could go down. So I feel like we need one more piece before we could really see the path that this thing is going for.
It's going to be
the next
another
5,
movie.
6
Somewhere
years.
along the line in another movie, you're going to get something that's going to give you that direction. But
Right.
talking about that and direction, you get a piece of Venom's symbiote in the 616.
I mean, black suit, right?
Okay,
Like
black
that's
suit.
got to be what
That's
it
black
is.
suit
Well,
written
that
all
already
over
started
it.
to spike.
Yeah.
So here's my question, and this is a serious question, and you guys, I don't know, I'm sure you didn't miss it, because afterwards when I got home, obviously I didn't go to sleep. After I watched it, I was like, now it's time to watch everybody's fucking videos and what they're talking about. So I went right away to my phone and I'm watching stuff, and I go, what about when they arrest him? I know I'm going way back to the beginning now. They arrest him or bring him in, obviously for questioning and stuff like that, and he says, "Why don't you call Nick Fury? He knows where I was." And he looks at him and he goes, "Nick Fury's been off Earth for 5 years or whatever, like whatever, how many long, correct me if I'm wrong,
Right.
someone in the
Yeah,
chat
It's
if you want
5
to
years
correct
ago.
me,
Somebody.
Right.
but he's been off Earth,"
Right.
he said.
Secret
I don't think
invasion.
they're talking
That was
about-
explained. That was explained in the previous movies. Remember when he was up in space? He was living in Sword Space Station.
Yeah, but during Tom Holland's thing, which is just recently, he was dealing with him with the Mysterio stuff.
Yeah,
That
but,
wasn't
but
him, that
then
was
the
the
blip
Skrull,
happens.
remember?
The blip
But those
happens
are
after that, so you
yeah,
got a
those
5 year gap.
but the scrolls, I'm saying, those are obviously right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's Secret Invasion. Like Secret Invasion is the next big thing here, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the next Avengers level thing.
But
And that's a show.
That's on Disney Plus, right?
That's a Disney Plus. That's going to be probably the biggest Disney Plus show as
Yeah.
far. I don't mean like the best. It could be the best, but as far as an event, like that's
That's a
that'll
big
be
event.
yeah. So it'll be interesting. Black suit Spidey, like you said. Josh said we're not going to see Venom in the way that we think we're going to see Venom in the MCU. He could be right. Maybe
Well,
he's
how
right.
about this?
You know.
How about this?
This is what I was
You get
saying.
a
I
piece
think
of that,
Josh had it right.
You get
Yes.
you get Planet of the Symbiotes, or you get any type of symbiote story arc. Null, anything. They could go
Null,
anywhere
dude.
with that.
Null is coming quicker than people think, and we've been saying this for a while. And I know, like, we're Null homers, but I'm telling you, it's not 10 years away. It's faster than you think.
You said
You know,
no
and
Hummer?
you may see an Easter egg even sooner than you think. You know what I mean? So,
Here's
only
a
thing
question.
that bothered me, yeah, this was good.
Here's a question too before you get into that, because I'm remembering bits and pieces too, and they talked about everyone. Remember the banter between them on the scaffolding too, and they talked about everyone. You fought an alien. You fought an alien, right? He goes, "I didn't fight an alien. I didn't." And Garfield
Yeah, that
didn't
was
get to
funny.
fight an alien. So is Garfield gonna show up in Venom and be able to fight an alien?
Wait, he said I fought all I fought was a Russian guy in a metal rhino suit.
In a metal rhino
that was
suit.
fucking great.
So
yeah.
I would have loved Paul Giamatti to come back, by the way. Anyway, but that's besides the
Uncanny
point.
Mike's comment there when he says it, but Mike, that's kind of society. You're only as good as your last performance.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, and
That's
that's
it.
basically what they did to him right there.
Yep. Well, I mean, we could talk about this forever, right? I mean, we've been
That was
talking
fun.
now.
Because now I
It's
want
an
to go
hour
see
and a
it
half
again,
in.
bro. Now I'm going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
this
see it
weekend.
again.
After the holidays, I'm going again. Probably
Yeah,
after
I'm
Christmas.
me and Guy are
Let's go-
gonna try to
let's go
sneak out and go
Sunday.
see it again. Yeah, we could go Sunday. It's probably a good day to go. We'll go early. We'll go to like a matinee. Maybe we'll get
That's a good
half
day,
price
yeah.
tickets. I think we're gonna get out of here.
Let's go Christmas. Let's go Christmas, and everybody goes to sleep.
Yeah, there you go. Big shout out to 3 Men in the Basement. I got their little Christmas card here. This
I
thing
think
is
it was
awesome.
great.
Yeah,
Beautiful
check
card.
that.
It
Really
fills
cool.
up every year. They've done a nice job with that.
Really
Ev-
cool. A lot of cool signatures on here.
Otto fights hard for those signatures, man. He gets all
He-
those guys.
Otto's the man. All right.
He works very hard
So,
at that.
Let's E. What do you got coming up? Sell it, man. This is your 30 seconds here.
The usual. I'm putting out 3 videos a week now. Trying to. There's actually a local show the day after Christmas. I might be going to that just to go check it out, get some footage, because what I want to see is how many people show up to a show after Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, can I get some deals there? You know, because there's deals to be made. I'm up to 7 machines now, so the pressing is starting to catch up.
Ooh.
Where we're gonna get those wait times down hopefully by next year. Next year is going to be a big year. Probably going to be setting up at more shows. That's the plan right now. So King Kong 2, March 19th. Be there because that show is going to be spectacular. I know you guys just had MTG on the other day, right? Recently. Yep. And I don't know. I didn't watch it all, but I know talking to them, we're double the space.
Yep.
And reminisce, there's no Big Apple Comic Con, and that show performed fantastic. It was the best, like you said, the best small show I've been to in forever.
Yep. It's just gonna keep getting bigger. I keep telling
it was
you, so.
yeah. You know what? The only comic show I went to and that was bigger that I liked more than that one was the New Hampshire show.
Right. Just a bitch of a ride.
Yeah, but I mean, this if we could turn that into this on the East Coast over here, this side over here.
Oh, 100%. I think he's almost there.
I think Greg's going in the right direction with that. Yeah. It was fun. How many people came out to support that show?
250, I think he had.
Yeah, and I'm saying people come from Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, so you're gonna get people venturing over.
There you go, guys. All Erod's links are in the description of this video. Hit him up, sub him up, follow him on IG, all that good stuff. And you know he's the presser's presser. This is the guy we talk about. Express Comic Book Pressing. He's right there. That's him. All right. So speaking of which, a little breaking news here. I think I'm going to break this. I can't contain it anymore. So I'm just going to tell everybody. When we get our books back, this next submission is like 35 something books.
Ooh.
We're going to be back together in Jay's basement. The 3 of the defects. But guess who's joining us? The guy that pressed the books.
We're going to do this again?
The guy that pressed the books is going to be there and this isn't not a pre-screen. These are all standard grading. So we're going to have, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to pull the books. We're going to have them taped up. Erod's going to be there. See if I'm sure some of the books I'm sure he'll remember. Some of them, you know, I mean, this guy presses so many fucking books. He's not going to remember, but I'm curious to say, like, when he sees a book, like, yeah, that one really benefited from a press, or that one.
I gotta tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
I know who sends me what books when you send me your packages, just by the way the books are packaged. All right. There's one guy who is the most meticulous guy I have ever seen in my life. All right. This guy, and it's a great idea, takes circle stickers, and in that circle sticker, the book will be broken down by grader's notes, what he thinks the book is going to be, it's the best I've ever seen. Every single time.
I don't know who that is. We don't know who that is. All right.
No.
Get that out. Yeah, there we go.
No idea.
No idea who that is. It's got to be Jay, right? Jay's Jay's really meticulous and a patient guy, right? I mean, that's
he's so patient.
So that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun because I'm curious to see. I like when we do these. We talk about what we think they're gonna be, and I feel like we're getting better at this. And now, like he says, he knows whose book is who. So it's gonna be some fun interaction with that. So
yeah. And the other thing I do, I take those stickers off when I send them up, because I just don't want them to get. I'm superstitious, and I do it for all my customers.
Trust me, dude. I usually do that. Yeah.
I change backing boards out when people send me backing boards that say 9.2 or whatever, or I fucking erase them out because I don't want them to just,
I hear you, and usually I do that. Some of them, when I'm really confident on it, I don't switch them out, and depending on time, like how fast we're sending them to you, sometimes I'm just like I'm not playing with it. Sometimes I'll scribble it out now,
There was some books on that collection, that submission that benefited really well from a press, though.
Yeah, we gave you some tough ones too, dude.
But there were some really good ones that benefited really well from a press, or a press with two, shall we say?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. So I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a blast. Watch for that probably early February. That video will probably come out early February, because we all got to get together to film that one. So, Guy, what else? Before we get out of here, you got anything?
No, man. I just, you know what? Everybody, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy New Year. I'm sure we'll see him. Hopefully, maybe we'll see before the New Year. Maybe not. Who knows? But either way,
we'll
Merry
go
Christmas.
On next week.
Everybody enjoy your families, the people that can get together with your families, because obviously we know things are getting a little crazy again. But hopefully everyone's safe. Enjoy your time. Have some good food. Have some good company, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays. We love you all. Healthy, happy, all that stuff. Well, I'm sure we're going to see you most before New Year. If we don't, Happy New Year as well. And I think we're going to get out of here.
2022, this community is going to be bigger and better. My words.
Absolutely. Leave some comments. Tell us in the comments. We'll chat it up. That's right now. It's the only way because we're not having the regular videos. So we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for hanging. Love you guys.